Hey, Landon. Two-part question for you. I guess first, just looking at the Crimson Tide going back for next year, is there a guy that's ready to make that next step, that big jump that maybe we're not talking about right now, but a year from now, everybody's going to be talking about it on a national stage?
I think there's a lot of those guys that already have a lot of attention on them anyway. Obviously, this team coming up is filled with a lot of phenomenal players and athletes, so I'm excited for what they're going to do. I think offensive line-wise, there's a lot of young guys that are going to get a good opportunity to prove how good they are.
Next, we'll go to David Miller. Go ahead, David.
Hi, Landon. Firstly, just how's the recovery going?
It's going really good. I'm right on schedule. I'm right where I want to be, so couldn't ask for anything more.
Awesome. And secondly, have you spoken to the Eagles at all?
Yes, I have. I've had a meeting with them.
We'll go next to Tyler Jeffries.
Hey, Landon. How are you doing?
Good.
Tyler Jeffries from Overtime Fantasy. Being an offensive lineman, you rarely get any kind of praise or recognition unless it's negative. What did winning the Remington Award and being recognized as the best center in college football mean to you?
It's obviously an honor to receive that award, but at the same time, I think that the Joe Moore Award was also extremely important in what we did this year because it celebrated having an entire room full of offensive linemen that were playing at a high level. And, it really means a lot to me that I was able to be a part of not only a national championship winning team, but a Joe Moore Award winning offensive line, an Outland winning tackle, and me receiving the Remington.
We'll go to Hal Habib, please. Go ahead, Hal. Go ahead, unmute yourself, Hal.
You got me now?
Yeah, I got you. Go ahead.
Okay. Landon, I wanted to ask you about a comment that looks kind of ironic now. You made in 2017. You said, I'm not terribly concerned about Alabama. When you look back on that, do you kind of chuckle or do you say, hey, I was just being honest at the time?
Just being honest at the time, I felt like I had a pretty decent game during that game. I know it was a while ago, but, it was one of those I was prepared and confident. And, obviously it's been a long road since then, but, I'm not too concerned coming from Alabama now. So
we'll go to Aaron Suttles next.
Landon, you were versatile at Alabama, able to play multiple positions. I know you're going to play wherever an NFL team asks you to play, but do you have a preference where you play?
Just on the field.
Do NFL teams see you more as a center, or are they looking at you at guard?
Wherever they want me.
Okay, we will go to Charles Odom next. Charles, go ahead.
Hey, Landon, just following up on your rehab, can you say what you plan to participate in pro day and what you're hearing from teams about their you being able to assure them that you're good on schedule in terms of getting back on the field?
Honestly, I don't know how much I'll be doing at pro day tomorrow. Really reassuring teams doesn't need to come from what I do on the field. They can watch the film and see if they want me or not. So they can also talk to our trainers and doctors if they want to figure out more in details.
We'll go to Nick Farabaugh next.
Hey, Landon, is there someone or a few guys in the NFL that you at least watch try and improve your game consistently? And also, have you had any contact with the Pittsburgh Steelers?
I have talked with the Pittsburgh Steelers to answer your first question. And I enjoy watching a lot of NFL guys. There's a lot of phenomenal players in that league. All of them are special and unique. Quentin Nelson is a guy I enjoy watching. I like the way he plays. Alex Mack, Taylor Lewan.
We'll go to Alex Fleming next.
Landon, how you doing today, sir?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good. Explain to me the adversity that you faced when you first got to Alabama and what you bring to the table to any NFL franchise that's lucky enough to land you.
Obviously, coming to Alabama as a grad transfer, it's a quick turnaround, but luckily I was surrounded by a phenomenal group of guys, a phenomenal team and staff here that they embraced me ever since I got here. So couldn't ask for much more. Really, it's about coming in and competing, and it didn't matter if I was a grad transfer, a freshman, anybody that comes here. I mean, really, you're competing against some of the best athletes in the country at the collegiate level. So I think that's the biggest thing is you just have to accept the competition and be ready for it.
Go to Cameron Wolf next.
Hey, Landon, what's up, man?
So,
Is there anybody or any particular, group of people in NFL that you talk to or have talked to about what the league's like, what you should expect?
I've talked to a lot of former players that, played here, played at Florida State, just kind of about what the transition's like and what it takes, time management or physical side, a lot of aspects like that.
Go to Orlando Ledbetter next. Go ahead, Orlando.
Yes, Landon, could you discuss what you studied with regards to Alex Mack? He was here in Atlanta, and I know he took over the protections and so forth, and that meant a lot for Matt Ryan. And, just talk about Mack, and have you discussed or talked to or interviewed with the Atlanta Falcons?
I have talked to the Atlanta Falcons, and, I don't really talk to those guys that I don't know in the NFL. Obviously, I don't really have their information to get in contact with them. But, I think the biggest thing just watching his game is he's extremely smart and athletic. He's gifted. He does a great job of putting himself in situations where he knows he can win, and that's what I think is great. It takes a lot to know about yourself and who you are to be able to do that.
Go to Ryan Stern next.
Hey, Landon. Ryan Stern with backsportspage.com. Which players, either past or present, do you feel your game is modeled most closely after, and have you spoken with the Giants?
I don't know if I have. Yeah, I honestly, there's been a lot of them. I think I have. Yeah, I have spoken briefly with the Giants. And really, I think I like Quentin Nelson is a guy that, just the way he plays, the style of play is something I really enjoy.
We'll go to Phil Corella.
Hey, Landon, this is Phil Corella from Overtime Fantasy. How you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. So what would you say your greatest strengths are as a player, and how has playing for Florida State and Alabama helped you get prepared for the NFL?
Say as a player, I'm really strong physically. And then, playing for Florida State and Alabama, it's a good learning opportunity to get around different coaches and see different styles of coaching, different techniques, fundamentals, different way offenses are ran. So it's been a great, learning experience for me to go through those coaches and be able to, pick and pull different things that I've been able to use.
Go to Thomas Frank Carr.
Hey, Landon. It's very clear that you're a talented player, physically talented player. What's the difference that you've seen between you and other physically talented players that don't win multiple awards or are considered top draft picks in the NFL draft? What have you noticed along your time in football that separates people?
I think really the biggest thing is your commitment and dedication to the game. You can't really, be distracted by things, especially at a professional level, even a collegiate level. Collegiate level, obviously you're dealing with school too, and that needs to be a first priority. But as a professional athlete, you're getting paid to play football, and that's what you need to focus on doing.
Go to Edward Kratz next.
Yeah. Hi, Landon. I don't know much about your injury history, but having this type of injury, how do you get through that kind of adversity? What do you learn about yourself? Who do you lean on? Just talk about that process, the rehab process.
You wake up and you take it day by day. The injury's there. You just have to give it time and put all your effort into rehab and doing everything you can to get better. Really, injuries hit people different ways. Some people it's mentally, physically, whatever it may be. I just kind of look at it as a moment that I can use to grow off of and learn about myself.
Anybody you lean on?
Sorry. Finish up.
Really, I lean on my family and, my other teammates.
The news? Go ahead and unmute, Teddy. There you go. Go ahead.
Okay. Alex talked about how, how the team took you in real quick and just, trying to talk about you. What did that mean for the team to take you in like they did? And now going through the process with Deontay and Alex, who you're in the trenches with so much the past 2 seasons.
It really means a lot to me, especially, coming in, everybody wants to play, and there's only a limited amount of positions available. So, the guys, as soon as I got here, I mean, you're competing for a spot on, starting offensive line. And, it didn't matter if we were playing the same position or different positions. Those guys just wanted to try to help me out. And really, I think that's what sets us apart here is no matter, what the situation is, we want to put the best players on the field possible. So we want to always help each other out.
Jacob.
Hey, Landon, how you doing?
Good.
Good. Walk me through the national championship game where you had the opportunity to line up on the field in the victory formation to close out the game. After all the ups and downs you've had over the past few years, what was exactly running through your head? And as a quick follow-up, have you met with the Bears?
Really in the national championship game, I don't know, it was fun to live that moment. I don't really think there's good words to describe everything that happened there. I mean, just so much happened with this year, SEC schedule, COVID, not knowing if we were going to play, and being able to go in for one snap and just, be with my teammates one last time was just a special moment. And then I haven't met with the Bears yet.